Thomas Edison had given the world electric light, and he meant to sell it his way. His way was direct current. When a rival system threatened to take the market, he did not simply build a better product. He set out to convince America that the competition would kill you in your own home, and to prove it, he would kill in public for years. The fight was about the shape of electricity itself. Edison's direct current flowed steadily one way, but it faded fast. You needed a power station nearly every mile. The Challenger, alternating current, reversed direction many times a second, and that let it be pushed to high voltage, sent for miles, and stepped back down. On the engineering, it was not close. Alternating current could electrify a nation. Direct current could electrify a neighborhood. Behind alternating current stood two men: George Westinghouse, an industrialist with the money and the factories to build it, and Nikola Tesla, the Serbian-born inventor whose designs for a polyphase system made it actually work. Westinghouse licensed Tesla's patents and began wiring towns. Edison watched his monopoly on the future start to slip and reached for a different kind of weapon. If he could not win on cost or distance, Edison would win on fear. The plan was simple and vicious: convince the public that alternating current was not a competitor, but a killer. Make people picture it loose in their walls, waiting. You do not need a better argument if your rival's product frightens people. You need a demonstration, a vivid, unforgettable public demonstration. In July of 1888, an engineer named Harold Brown stood before an audience at Columbia College in New York. Beside him was a wire cage, and inside it a large dog. Brown lectured on the dangers of alternating current, and then, in front of the room, he used it to kill the animal. It was theater with a corpse, and it was only the beginning. It became a campaign. Over the following months, Edison's associates electrocuted animals to order, for reporters and for effect. The final tally is grim and specific: 44 dogs, 6 calves, 2 horses. Strays were bought from schoolboys for a quarter each. The point was never science. The point was a headline and a picture in the mind of a jury of ordinary readers. The propaganda reached into language itself. Edison's camp pushed to make the executioner's current synonymous with the rival's name. For a brief, ugly moment, to be electrocuted was to be, in the slang of the papers, Westinghoused. Imagine a competitor working so hard to make your family name a word for death. That was the war they were fighting, and it was working. Then the campaign found its darkest opportunity. New York wanted a more humane method of execution than the rope. A committee was formed, and Edison's people lobbied hard for one answer: build the machine and power it with the rival's alternating current. If the state itself used that current to kill, no advertisement could be more persuasive. Edison, who claimed to oppose the death penalty, urged them on. On the 6th of August, 1890, at Auburn Prison, William Kemmler was strapped into that chair. He had killed a woman with an axe. The first charge, around 1,000 volts, ran for 17 seconds, and then the current failed. Kemmler was not dead. Witnesses smelled burning. A second, longer charge was applied. Smoke rose. One reporter said it was far worse than hanging. The humane machine had made a spectacle of horror. The execution was a disaster the papers could not stop describing. But here is the cruel irony at the center of the story. It did not matter that the machine failed, or that the death was gruesome. Edison's people had achieved exactly what they wanted. Alternating current, now permanently linked in the public mind with the electric chair. A man had died badly, and to Edison's campaign, that was a marketing success. But the campaign had a weakness. It pretended to be independent. Harold Brown had presented himself as a neutral expert, warning the public out of conscience. Then a set of his private letters was stolen and published, and they showed the truth, that his work was entangled with Edison's business interests. The neutral expert was a paid hand. Once the public saw the strings, the fear began to lose its grip. The verdict came not in a courtroom, but at a fair. In 1893, Chicago held the world's Columbian Exposition, and the contract to light it was up for bid. Westinghouse underbid Edison's side and won. When the switch was thrown, hundreds of thousands of bulbs lit the white palaces of the fairground against the night. 27 million people came. They did not see a killer. They saw the future, and it was beautiful. And then came the knockout. That same year, the Niagara Falls Power Company chose its system, and it chose alternating current, Westinghouse and Tesla's designs. By 1895, the turbines turned. By 96, the power of the falls was lighting the city of Buffalo 20 miles away. Direct current could never have carried it that far. The argument was over, settled by water and distance. Edison lost. Alternating current became the current of the world, the current in the wall beside you now. His own company was merged and reorganized out from under him into what would become General Electric. And it built alternating current systems because everyone did. The man had spent years and a great deal of his reputation on a campaign of fear. And the fear did not even work. Next, 2 brothers, 1 factory, and a feud so bitter it split a town in half for 60 years. The ledger always balances, eventually.